That's
so
crazy.
yeah, that's where it started, man.
Yeah.
Poetry.
So poetry during the ice storm, and
Yeah.
then what other artistic things did you do after that?
Well, I have to pick up Laurel Hill Academy because our school definitely was the place where I was able to experiment. There were projects. It was given to us as homework. So I took dance class. We had homework. We had to practice our choreographies.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to be in the end of the school year dance show performance, you had to audition for the choreographies that you liked, that you wanted to be in. So it was fun, but it was hard work. So there was that. I took drama as well. Shout out to Laurel Hill for that, because apparently not a lot of schools have a drama class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was very important, especially for those kids who have a lot to express. Drama is a great outlet, so I dabbled in it a lot. Yeah, I had dance teachers who were like, "Never stop dancing," you know, the Greeks.
Yes, Miss Marianthus.
Miss Marianthus, shout out.
Miss Marianthus.
And anyone who had her.
Yeah.
She had a lot of students.
Most definitely.
And then Mr. Stevens in drama class.
Yeah.
Never stop acting. So if you stick to anything, you'll do good at it. And I was like, oh no, so many choices. Can't I do it all? And then I heard of Broadway, and I was like, ooh, but I didn't go quite that far. But yeah, so poetry, singing, dancing. By grade 11, I was already putting it together on stage in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if this was the States, and my family had money, I would have been heading out of school right into music, like Lady Gaga. But that didn't happen. So after high school, it was a dry spell. There was nothing happening. I didn't even think of the Montreal scene. I didn't think there was one.
That's interesting, because I could kind of say that I had a similar experience, because Laurel Hill for me, and one of the reasons I was in dance as well, always in the end of the year show too and whatnot. One of the reasons I was in dance, because it kept me close to music.
Yeah.
I was always into music, and dance kept me close to music, and then I was into radio and all that. But then after school, I was like, I'm gonna go to CJEP and do something else, even though I really wanted to do music. You know. So then, what brought you back to music and poetry and that type of stuff?
I don't remember her name, but Kim. It was the show that Kim was in. She was hosting it or putting it on, and then I just.
Sister Ray?
No, well, she was hosting it.
Yeah,
that's right. She was hosting it, and word got out. Somebody just mentioned, why not Natasha?
Okay, I have a little something here that you wrote online. It's been a long road, this journey I've embarked upon, trying to put something together, using all the ashes and debris representative of my experience, old and recent. Speaking out always comes with a risk, but in the end, the ones who hurt most are the ones who keep it all inside. Yeah. So what is this EP about? What are you releasing? What is this debris that you speak of?
It's just a couple footsteps in the direction, talking about everything I'm coming from. And I could have written a book regarding everything I'm coming from, but I wanted to put an EP together, and I wanted to put out one project just to get my feet wet. And then from here, it was going to be the spreading of my wings. So I thought that having the caterpillar on the front cover, having the first song be called Cocoon would be a really great way to start telling the story, just skimming the surface of some of the things that have held me down or that just got in my way. So, I don't know, man, there's so much. I'm 30, I feel like from 9 years old to now even, there's so much to talk about. And for people who put their experiences into music, there is so much material there. So to sum it up and to put it into 7 tracks, it was a bit difficult, but it kind of forced me to sum it up instead of going into detail about every little thing. So I figured,
Plus you gotta give them a little taste.
That's right. As much as I've been doing it for a long time, yeah, you guys,
and then, back off.
That's
right.
right.
Let them savor that first taste,
That's
and then
right.
you drop the next taste.
That's right.
And then you drop the next thing, and then new experiences are gonna happen, and you're like, all right, I gotta give them a taste of the new, and then we'll bring back the old. You gotta mix it up.
There you go.
It's like slow cooking a chili.
You have a track called Up in the Air.
Yes.
And you speak about going to Vegas?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories in this EP. For those who are following for a while, I think they'll recognize some of the lyrics, not necessarily the lyrics, but like they'll say, I think I know what she's referring to. I knew her during the time she was going to Vegas, and I heard of some of the stories when she came back, when we caught up, so I want to hear this track. So there's a lot of storytelling in these songs. So Up in the Air was a little description about Vegas.
your
on a
life
personal
experience in Vegas?
level. No, just.
Or what did you expect out of Vegas? What did you go to Vegas for?
That's
I know
it.
people go to Vegas to spend money and win money.
Right.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Unless
No,
you're me and then
you
you
put it
tweet
in
about
a
it, or
song.
Instagram about it, write a book about it. I had a friend in a very high place who lived in Vegas and believed in me a lot and offered me an opportunity to get some exposure out there. And I took it. I didn't think twice, I took it. So Up in the Air, the name of the song really talks about as much as it was fun and it was an opportunity, nothing was set in stone. So it was the feeling of walking around in Vegas and anything can happen. And maybe I'm ready for the next thing that comes at me, maybe I'm not. But I'm here in Vegas, so it doesn't matter, we're just gonna make the best of it.
When nothing in my life was for certain and everything depended on me, I gathered every piece that was broken.
And what's your favorite track?
I have two tracks. First is Warden, has to be. That's the song that made me say I'm doing an EP. The song's gonna be on it. And Cocoon, my first song on the EP. To me, that summarizes everything. Coming out of my shell, being a shy person. I don't know if you remember me in high school, but I kept to myself. Like I had friends, and I was in little groups here and there, but I was like friends with everybody. And when I didn't feel like it, I would just be by myself. So
Nothing wrong with that.
that's my cocoonism.
Yeah.
But 2016, definitely music videos coming for a couple of those songs. New project, no names yet, but I do have songs already lined up. I'm going to be working with Seven Leaf again because it's good to find a producer that you can stick with. And he's one of those guys. Shout out again because he does everything from EDM to hip hop, hardcore, boom bap to jazzy stuff. Like he really shocked me with his versatility. So more Seven Leaf Productions and some other Montreal productions. Gotta keep it Canadiana.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good. I can tell that you have a good connection with the producer and stuff because you've come out. I've heard a few things that you put out, and you have a very not unique isn't the word I'm looking for, but particular, but also the fact that you're doing so many different styles of music. Because sometimes you come out and you have a hardcore rap track, or you have something where you're singing, or something that's a bit more jazzy and
Slow it
whatnot.
down, yeah.
So it's good to find somebody that can roll with you as you're going.
Tell me about it. It
Yeah.
took a long time to find Leaf. Shout out to Tech because I wouldn't have found Leaf on my own. So.
I really liked the beginning, especially the beginning part of Warden. Right? It had this. I felt like I was in the deep south, and it had this gritty feeling, like you're on this old shack porch thing in the middle of the night, and it's one of those like sweaty places that you're not supposed to have music, but you know all the country people, all the black people come, and they just and they're just kind of going like that.
That reminds me of the Shack in The Color Purple. It's the same type of the Duke joint.
And everybody's
That's what it
sweaty
was.
because it's really
Yes.
hot. And,
Yes.
it has to be secret, but everybody's
'Cause you're
having a
hiding
good
out,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyrus
Yeah.
Jackson.
Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
It may not be like Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson or anybody.
Or Tito.
You do it.
Speaking of Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
having Natasha here in studios, I can never forget this moment. We did a dance to I believe it was that was Smooth Criminal. We did a dance to Smooth Criminal
We did.
where we had a set where the guys had a little choreography at the end of the song, and then the girls had a choreography, I think, in the beginning of the song. And I can never forget your moonwalk off the stage. She put down this serious moonwalk. I've never honestly. That moment, I could just remember you just really gliding across the floor. The moonwalk was one of the wickedest moonwalks I've ever seen. Yes.
And then you guys came in and did that breakdown or whatever it was.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for putting that out there because I don't think anyone would really believe me, but yeah.
So you spoke a bit about some music videos coming out in 2016 and some other projects you want to work on. So where do you see yourself going with your career from where you're at now, and where do you want to go?
I would like to go to the Junos. I would like to go to Canada's Walk of Fame, and then see where it goes from there. I would like to work with big Canadian artists.
Which one?
Well, I guess you gotta think about who's hot right now, right? Wouldn't that be something though? That would be fun, because I'd probably break out into choreography alongside Bieber.
Yeah,
Or both
yeah.
of the moonwalk.
This ain't high school no more.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
But now I just want to picture it like a football, you know, and just pitching it right into the end zone. And then we can set off the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
That's
we do.
what my
But
bed is.
fireworks
CrossFit,
don't
right?
last long. You're a slow burning flame.
I like that. I like
Just
that.
that.
Some lot of quotes here. I'm
Quotables.
glad we're getting this on camera.